Hey guys, everyone. Excuse me. Hey guys, everyone. Welcome to JB Rants. No one in yet. I didn't do any promotion except I told Alec I'd be on. So who knows? We shall see. We shall see what happens. Should I start swearing yet? I'm less than 40 seconds in. We'll see what fucking happens. And if not, I'll go on tomorrow and I'll certainly have a show, which is cool. It's a nice thing to have. It's a nice thing to have, you guys, girls, everyone. It's a nice thing. On a platform like mine, not so easy to cultivate an audience on YouTube. What do you mean my messages will go to hell? I'm not even going to deal with this. All these alerts. Just informed talk. Yeah, see, it's getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty bad. Hey, Alec, I can see you there. By the way, I have to give a big F you to Alec Whittier channel because I don't even like that song. Blue Monday by New World. I don't even like the song. And it's the last one I saw him play. And now I'm sitting here, even right this moment. The reason that I'm probably speaking a little bit slower than I typically do, just tried to speed it up there a little bit, is I see a ship in the harbor, I can and shall obey. But if it wasn't for your misfortunes, I'd be a heavenly person today. And I'm like, shit. And it won't stop. And then that drum hit. Fucking, it's in there. Damn you, Alec. I mean, it's a good song. I just, I'm not into that style of music. But still, damn you, because it's there and you put it there. Well, actually, I put it there. I chose to watch your show, so it's a moot point either way. No, it's true. LOL. No, it's true. And the whole song is like a 3-note melody. Do 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 do. It's like row 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 your boat with fucking, electronic and like guitars and heavy drums and stuff, but it literally is like row 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 your boat to me. Hey, I wish I wrote it. Yeah, it's a hit. Damn straight it's a hit. And it made millions and millions of dollars for 2 bands. New World and then eventually Orgy. I like the Orgy version better, but I guess that's why they call me a fucking millennial. And I like a lot of for example, Metallica Turn the Page blows away Bob Seger Turn the Page. Bob Seger Turn the Page, it's like, oh, I'm sitting in a bar or something, and it's a nice song, and it's like, yeah, that was written before I was born. That's great. Metallica Turn the Page with the stripper video with the mom stripper, and everything is like sad and like totally like a great music video, blows Bob Seger out of the water. But that's probably generational deference or separation, whatever the word is happening there. And that's a whole other topic and a whole other video. In fact, once Blackie is no longer being completely abused and destroyed by YouTube and to a certain extent Facebook, I would love to do, if StreamYard, hey StreamYard, are you watching me? I hope not, but you probably are. I want to bring Blackie on as a guest on video. I've never had Blackie as a guest. He's had me as a guest over 18 times, I would say, or a dozen at least. I just had another viewer and then they left. That's all right. I'm being pretty boring right now. A Dean Machine has joined us. New Order. I probably slipped and said New World Order. There's a reason that they're called what they're 19. Wow. So I've been on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show 19 times specifically. I feel like a fucking celebrity. That's awesome. You must keep a record of that stuff. I do not. I don't keep a record of anything. I try to keep a record of what I say, at least since I got relatively sober. I try to keep a record of what I do in my shows and remember it for days and weeks so I don't do repetitious. The best way to lose viewers on YouTube is to be repetitive. Repetitive is the nail in the coffin. It's like, oh, I like this guy. Oh, I like this girl. You know, they have good info, great information, et cetera, et cetera. But when it really comes down to it, when folks begin saying the same thing over and over and over again, and this is a great tie-in, it's just like the Democrats. It's just like why none of them won the Iowa caucus, which I'm going to get into right now. JB, post the StreamYard link. Okay. Oh, I can do that easy. I actually know how to do simple stuff like that. I just go to the browser, Control copy, Control paste. Okay, that didn't work at all. Maybe it's not Control P anymore. No, not Control print. Jesus Christ. Here, I'll just do it manually. Click invite, then post the. Where's invite? Oh, invite. Oh, nice. All right, yeah, but let me get control of doing this link first. I don't want to be too big, Dean Machine. Yeah, but then it's just email. I'll just share it here. And if you guys want to share it around, I think that's fantastic. Quality control, StreamYard.com/ECE36 IBE9X. So that's the link to the StreamYard. I don't know how to put Blackie in. No. I'm not trying to interview Blackie tonight. I'm just doing a real quick thing right now. This is just like my thoughts. I don't want to get derailed. I just want to do a quick little JB's rant. I'm not trying to do a big production because there's a lot of stuff going on today, tomorrow, and yesterday that we haven't even talked about yet. So we'll just get right back into it as folks filter in, which is fine. Iowa caucuses, absolute unmitigated fuck disaster. If the Iowa caucuses, and I'm known for my terrible analogies, they're sometimes funny, but they're like bad. If all the Democrats had to do to show the country these, and it's not going to, for those who recall on the other side, before I was even a Donald Trump supporter, I was actually a Ted Cruz supporter, and he won Iowa. Ted Cruz won Iowa in 2016. And I was a Ted Cruz supporter because it's not going to be Hillary, and Bernie Sanders is a fucking socialist. So it's, it's kind of cut and dry for me at that point, at least on a surface level. But what ended up happening in the Iowa caucuses was that the Democrats, I once heard a wise person say, the only people in politics that can snatch defeat from the jaws of victory are Democrats. And now I see why. They can barely, what kind of analogies do I come up with? I'm not going to go childish and say they can barely wipe themselves. No, I'm not going to say that. They held a caucus, which is chaotic in and of its own right. Okay. there is no clear front runner, because here's what's really interesting happening in the Democrat volcanic style meltdown is that they can't even choose who their real front runner is. And I agree with other YouTubers. I won't say their names only because I don't think they're incorrect. It's because I don't want to come across as me stealing their opinion. But I've been watching every single one of their videos, and I agree with them. Okay, fuck it. H.A. Goodman. He's awesome. And Sticks, Hex, and Hammer 666. But H.A. Goodman has been spot on ever since I found him, I think in 2016, before the election, when he said Hillary is unelectable and would lose, and he was right. And I go, this guy's good. I don't know if he's older than, I'm 35. I don't know if he's older than me. I don't know if he's younger than me. Looks about my age. And he was spot the fuck on. And he's saying exactly the same thing that President, oh God, I should I throw up in my mouth? That Hillary Rotten Clinton is going to eventually, through hook or by crook or through some mental gymnastics and all kinds of, weird things or whatever, she's going to be the nominee. I've believed him ever since I've watched him. Now I not only believe him, that's what's going to happen. And I could not have made that assessment without, number one, H.A. Goodman. He's great. H.A. Goodman. H.A. Goodman. Watch all of his stuff, like, subscribe. He didn't pay me to say that. I've never talked to him. But he's fucking just completely spot on most of the time, like most of us are. The Democrats melted down yesterday, and now there's even left-wing publications on the internet and in print that are saying if the Democrats can't even get their shit together in their first caucus, how are they going to run the country? Left-wing publications are saying that. Okay? You folks need to get it. Very, very, very dysfunctional. Meanwhile, the billionaire good president, he's wrong on healthcare. I believe in universal healthcare as a human right, period. Everything else, take our troops home. No more foreign wars of intervention. It's the same message as essentially Bernie Sanders on foreign intervention, which should be none unless it's a direct threat to our country. I don't care if there's a direct threat to our allies, because that's New World Order stuff. That's European Union stuff. We don't want to be involved in that. How about, here's JB's, I did this the other day, but I'll say it again because it's apropos to what I'm attempting to get across in terms of a point right now. And then I promise I'll stop ranting and I'll read. And that was an accidental devil sign. That was not me going, my hands, they, whatever. They do a lot of stuff. Even when I do this, I'm not doing the 666, I'm just like, I've done that since I was 4 years old, ever since you learned it. Oh, adults do that. It's cool to make a point. I'm pointing. But when you point, people get uncomfortable. Oh, you're pointing at me. Anyway, I digress. So there are no clear results winners as of 36 minutes ago. However, preliminary 62% came out about 18 minutes ago, and they said Pete Buttigieg won, and then some other no-name, socialist losers, and Biden came in fourth. Jesus Christ, why would someone as austere and prolific and inspiring as Joe Biden come in fourth place? I don't know. He's poking people in the chest. He's rubbing little girls all day on video, not just this election season, like going back decades, on video. Gee, I wonder why he came in fourth, if that ends up being the eventual actual result. What are these people doing? This is why I agree with H.A. Goodman. Their only hope is to put Hillary Rotten Clinton back in, who destroyed Libya. And I sound just like H.A. Goodman, but he's so right. And if I talk about the stuff that I've done in terms of research into the Clinton crime family syndicate, the drug running out of Arkansas, if I get into the stuff that I really know, I'm going to get kicked off of YouTube, or at least suspended, And I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube. I actually believe my unpaid voice is a little bit important, especially because I'm not at the cusp yet, but I'm climbing the mountain to 1,000 subscribers. Can you believe that? JB Rants, little JB, who started off in a garage ranting blind drunk at 2 a.m. before I got my shit back together, is approaching 1,000 subscribers. So I don't want to jeopardize that by saying things that that's why I'm going to have to start a BitChute. I'm going to have to start, if you guys have some other platforms that maybe I'm not aware of in terms of the, internet stuff that I'm not really good at. I like to keep things simple. I'll be on another platform because YouTube is extraordinarily abusive and extraordinarily Nazi level censorship. Just look at Alec Whittier. Look at what they're doing to him. It's a disgrace. YouTube is a disgrace. So I hope, just by virtue of me saying that right now, I hope YouTube kicks me off, because you weirdos who work at Google, conglomerate with YouTube, you censor people. I don't care if it's a far left-wing Democrat or someone to the right of, bless Rush Limbaugh, who was just diagnosed with something very bad, to the right of him. YouTube was sold to the public as a free and open video sharing and live streaming content web source. You got to the top, and then the big boys said, we don't like people like JB. We don't like the fact that President Trump got elected, so you're going to have to start censoring your users. And if you don't, we're going to take away your, giant banker grants or censor. It's just a mess. I've been ignoring the chat. I see a lot of familiar faces here. So let's get into the chat. That's my opening. Blackie doesn't open. I do an opening rant. It's very different. Blackie's open is articulate and kind of all over the place like mine, but mine is just like literally thoughts that come into my head and I put it out there. But we're going to cover what I believe really happened in the Iowa caucus, and then I'm going to get out of here because we have a State of the Union to watch, folks. We have a State of the Union address where nasty pig lousy is going to be about 11 feet behind the president, who perpetrated this entire hoax that we've been dealing with, and taxpayers have been spending millions and millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars on nothing, on these weirdos, these Nazis, these sick individuals. They're all right, to the chat. I'll also try to bring my composure back to a level of proper for a host. Sound good? And I'll try to smile a little more, because I'm always like pissed. I mean, I'm a happy person, even though my life sucks, but like right now, but generally a happy person. And I just went on because it all bottles up, and then, I can't just go down to town square and say all the stuff that I say. I'd be dragged away to a padded room, because society is really screwed up, and the president needs to look into that and fix it. Censorship is a problem, and that includes on the sidewalk and on the internet. It's a problem. It's not too much stuff coming out on the internet. I mean, if there's like, the weird porn things, yeah, go prosecute, get rid of them. Do it. If there's terrorist things, get rid of them. Do it. I'm not a terrorist, folks. I follow politics. So I'm going to read everyone's things quick, but everyone will get a shout out. Alec Whittier, sup. Alec Whittier, LOL. Alec Whittier, it's a hit. Alec Whittier, correct. Alec Whittier, new order. Dean Machine, WFO. Alec Whittier, how's it going, man? Alec Whittier, sup, Dean. Alec Whittier, 19. That was a correction on a statement I made. Dean Whittier, WFO. JB, post the StreamYard link. I did, to the best of my ability. Alec Whittier, I post produce. I thought when Alec just typed there, I post produce, my first thought was fruits and vegetables. How, like, I'm not even hungry, but that's just where my brain went. I post produce, like, oh, you're a farmer. No, that's how mild autism works. It's like, it eventually sinks in, but the first thing, it's like, oh yeah, that's reality. It's kind of weird. Oh, and it certainly makes dating very easy. Mild autism, Asperger's. D Machine WFO put Blackie in. I did. Charles Brown, my cousin and an awesome patriot, is listening. JB Rants, that's the link I posted. Political Foolishness has joined us. Good evening, JB, Blackie, Dean Machine, WFO, Smile Face, Political Foolishness. Hey, Charles Brown, Smile Face. Alec Whittier, sup? What's up, Chuck? And Political Foolishness, Dean Machine, WFO. Political Foolishness, howdy. Political Foolishness, howdy, y'all. Charles Brown, hi, everyone. Dean Machine, there is more in chat than watching it in the stats. I know, I just don't know how to do all that fancy stuff. Alec Whittier says correct. Political Foolishness, Dean Machine WFO, I count as 1.5 because I'm about 80 pounds overweight. Overweight is better than underweight. What's the word? Statistically speaking, in terms of health, overweight is 99% of the time. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on YouTube. 99% of the time, being overweight, I mean, not morbidly obese, but overweight is technically healthier than underweight because you can always lose, but gaining is hard. Dean Machine WFO, I'll get Charles Brown, howdy. Alec Whittier, LOL, Political Foolishness. Ben Cult 45, one of our newest chatters here. What up, Ben Cult 45? They were flipping coins. I know I'm going to get into it. But I got to manage the chat, unlike my friend Whittier. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, I do pay attention to the chat. Political Foolishness, he. This is why I like decimals, Blackie. It doesn't make me look so bad. LOL. D Machine WFO. Political Foolishness. Nice. Political Foolishness. He. Ben Cult 45. Hi, Alec. Leslie Zehan has joined us. Hey, at JB Rants. Howdy, folks. Can't stay long. Me either. I'm here only enough to get across what I want to get across quick because I certainly have to get ready to watch the best president, in my opinion, and from my research, in the history of the United States, give his State of the Union address with nasty Pelosi fucking 11 feet right behind him, just sitting there going, ugh, we impeached you on nothing. Yeah, take that. Take that, free American voters. Yeah, we're the New World Order. And I'm just a plastic face. I'm just the rotting placenta-looking weird thing whose eyes float all over her fucking face and the eyebrows look like they're on little wheels and they just go, ugh. That's why she can't make facial expressions. Because, like, her eyebrows are fucking just going. Excuse me. I got her name wrong. Nasty Pelosi is the kind of sociopath that, like, they have control of what they do in terms of, like, I guess writing, as long as their Parkinson's doesn't kick in and stuff like that. Like, they can do, like, mean legislation and sign all kinds of weird shit and, like, be bullies on, press releases and stuff. But when it comes to watching them in person, it's like their faces are just, like, amorphous, just like, I'm Nancy Pelosi. Like, actually, I'm not drunk, but I'm constantly in a stasis and having a mild stroke, and this president has committed. Don't even get me fucking started on Adam Schiff. Oh God, oh my Lord, I don't even know what to do with that. Leslie Zehan, how are you? Alec Whittier at D Machine WFO, Political Foolishness, Ben Cult 45. Leslie Zehan, Smile Face, Dean Machine, WFO, Alec Whittier, make a D-Live channel. I should look into D-Live as well. I heard about that yesterday from someone else. I should look into D-Live. They say it's very reliable. So that's a good thing. Alec Whittier says, woof, woof. I don't know why. Joe will never be first because he's always biding his time. Boom! With the political foolishness zinger, hitting it straight up over the plate and out of the park. Leslie Zehan has some symbols there that I can't see. It looks like fun stuff. Leslie Zehan, LOL, Political Foolishness. J-Dog has joined us. What up, J-Dog? Hell yeah. Political foolishness, he. J-Dog, Alec Whittier, awesome. Leslie Zehan. Hi at J-Dog, Alec Whittier. Sup, J. Dog, I assume. J-Dog, hey, Leslie Zehan. Ben Cup 45, Periscope. Yeah, Periscope is good too. I got to get on that. I'm going to have to possibly reinvent myself in little ways. I don't know if they're going to try to, like YouTube. Oh, sorry, that was an accident. Although everything Leslie Zehan says is good. I'm on BitChute, but still come to YouTube more. Me too. I accidentally clicked on your name, and it shared. Now you're famous on JB Rants. I can do that to political foolishness too. See? It was just a click mistake. Political foolishness might wait. Oh, Candy Smith is with us. I haven't seen Candy Smith in a long time. Nothing crazy, just curvy. Places you want to have things sucked out of. Okay. I'll be the Heine, but the other can go. Huh. I don't know what that means. Nothing scary, just curvy. Places you want to have things sucked out of. Okay. I'll keep the Henny, but the other can go. Huh. I hope there's no serious medical diagnosis going on there. Sorry, back now. Dog needed his treat. Dogs always need treats. J-Dog, LOL, Nasty Pig Lousy. Yeah, Nasty Pig Lousy, that's her name. She's a very, very disgusting, face-melting person with eyeballs rolling around all, and if she's not drunk all the time, she acts drunk all the time. So therefore, how can we question her being, believe it or not, being third in line for the presidency? So let's say the president of the United States becomes impeached, which is not going to happen. That fake thing happened, but becomes removed from office. And then we have President Pence, and then they come up with some President Pence stuff, just like they came up with everything out of thin air against Trump. They'll do the same thing with Pence because they're Nazis. All they care about is total control. The Nazi fist. Ugh. Nancy Pelosi becomes president. She's third in line. Did you know that? Did you read your social studies books? I think they eliminated social studies and they started calling it civics. Like 4 years after I graduated high school, they eliminated social studies across the country and started calling it civics. Civics. So no one knows how the governmental structure actually is, not no one, but most, sadly, voters don't understand that this thing called Nasty Pig Lousy is third in line to the presidency. Okay? You need to get that. LOL political foolishness, says Alec Whittier. And yeah, I'm so glad we got Candy Smith. Candy Smith was one of the first. Excuse me. My audience has always been typically, and it can't be because of my looks, it's always been about like 60% women and 40% men. Or let's be fair, 59%. I'm trying to make a joke here. It's going to totally fail because my math is going to fail. My audience is typically 59% women, 29% men, and 2% non-gendered androgynes. And that's actually happened. I don't know if I'm probably the only one who remembers this, or maybe political foolishness or I should say Candy Smith. Remember that Danny Tempest, the tranny? And I liked it. I don't know if it was a girl that turned a guy or a guy that turned a girl, because I don't care about that stuff. I don't pass judgment. But its name was Danny Tempest, and it had a really nice makeup face. I don't know if it was a stolen avatar or something, or the real thing, but I had a tranny who absolutely loved JB in my earlier forms 3 years ago, and then that thing kind of went away. Now Alec doesn't remember. Alec Whittier says I sat behind the smart girl. That's in your book. I hope she never broke wind. Dean Machine, nice Blackie. Alec Whittier, not me, LOL. Okay, so that's a long intro right there. It's mainly greeting, and everyone kind of getting to hear each other out. I watched as much as I could and listened to everything that was available to me in terms of what happened yesterday in the state of Iowa caucuses. And then I watched the independent media. So folks like me who have 10,000 subscribers, they're obviously bigger than me. Folks like me who have approaching 1 million subscribers, I won't give out their names because I do not have permission. And I did not watch any MSNBC. I will say that because I can't. I physically can't. I did watch a little bit of CNN coverage, that of which you can find on live streams on YouTube because I don't have a television. I'm not going to pay CNN a single dollar for their whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's propaganda at best, and it's narcissistic, failing weirdos just yelling at you at worst is CNN. Fox is borderline, but they're still pretty damn left-leaning if you really boil down to it, especially that McCallum lady. I mean, just because she's in her 50s and can wear makeup and, maintain a blonde, nice hairstyle, doesn't mean you're any different from Dana Perino, which is the fucking same thing. And all of them are saying Iowa is a disaster. And I go, I knew it was going to be a disaster. I did not think it was going to be a disaster of proportions such as we have seen. We have Mayor Pete Buttplug coming out and saying, I'm the winner, when if you look at the actual polls, because everything got all fucked up, it was 0%, 0%, 0%, 0%, 0%, 0%, the top 5 or 6 candidates, 0%, because the reporting wouldn't come in. And then it came out late today. Came out about 48 minutes ago. Pete Buttigieg is the winner, and Jojo Biden, grabby McNasty guy, who's way too old to be president, just like Bernie Sanders. I think Bernie Sanders is a good person. Joe Biden is not a good person. Joe Biden is not, and I voted for Barack Obama and Biden in 2008. Joe Biden is a mafioso-style weirdo who there are videos of him recently, not 2 weeks ago, not a year ago, within the last few days, where someone basically challenges him on Hunter Biden. He walks up to this guy, and this is on camera, and the camera's like 4 feet away. It's super awkward. He actually touches him, but not in the way that he likes to touch like his 8-year-olds or whatever. He actually touches this guy in the chest. He goes, you better get your words straight, something like that. And he pokes him in the chest like a bully, like a I mean, there's plenty of bullies, but like an 8th grade bully. Like, I'm Joe Biden. How dare you question me on camera? Like, and it's very, very malicious. And go watch it. Just don't listen to JB. I would share it right now, but I can't screen share because StreamYard and YouTube hate my guts. But all you have to do is open up another window and go type in Joe Biden pokes chest. That's all you have to do. Happened like a day ago or 2 days ago. This guy's running for president of the United States, and he's poking people in the chest. And he came in 4th in Iowa. I have no problem with gay. I don't care if someone's gay. I just don't think we're ever going to have a homosexual president. I just think there's something there that's just off in the ether that just doesn't work. I think we could, or actually I know, we will certainly have a woman president before we will have a homosexual president of the United States. A lot of folks in my circle disagree with me on my views about Miss Tulsi Gabbard. I think Tulsi Gabbard needs to get herself fucking right on guns. She needs to get herself fucking right on immigration, and she needs to get a little bit older. She's only a couple years older than I am. And I know that I'm not ready to run this country. Even if I was worth $1 billion, I'm not emotionally ready to run this country. And I'm a straight white dude who has big views and visions and knows the truth. I'm never going to be elected because I have dozens of videos about 9/11 was an inside job. If 9/11 comes out as an inside job, I'm running for president that year. I mean, comes out in the public sphere. I don't know how they would ever do it. How do you put that in the 4th grade history books? Your government lied to you, and 2 planes do not knock down 3 buildings, and they wanted oil and land control in the Middle East. Little kids, and they're all running out of the room crying, oh, my uncle died in that bit. You know what I mean? So they're never going to be able to release what really happened on September 11th, 2001. So therefore, someone like me with my record that I'm not proud of in the sense of proud of reporting it, but I'm proud I had the balls to come out and report it. You know. Anyway, I guess that's my second rant. You know what I should do? I think this is kind of a good formula for the chat because no one's abandoning me, really. The numbers are only going up, albeit slowly. Is I should do a rant, read the chat, do a rant, read the chat, do a rant, read the chat, and then just quit. And that's my whole show. I think that's fantastic. All right, so back to the chat. Leslie, hello, Candy Smith, LOL, PF, Alec Whittier, political foolishness, aha, political foolishness, social studies is now socialist studies. That is going to be my next political foolishness. I don't share it a lot on my live show, but I get custom t-shirts made. It started when, like, if I was in a serious relationship, or at least something that lasts 6 months, that's a serious relationship for someone like me, you know, I'd make a girl a t-shirt, and it's always cute and funny, and it's like, haha, and it brings us together, this and that. And then certainly during the 2016 election, I made I use a, I'm not paid to say this, I use a website called custominc.com. Political foolishness does not realize that I am going to be in about 2 weeks, for a very low shipping and handling cost, by the way, I'm going to be wearing, with political foolishness is permission, of course, social studies is now socialist studies t-shirt. That's brilliant because it's true. It's sad. It's sick. It's criminal. It's Nazi Germany in the United States of America. How the fuck do you say it better than that? Social studies is now socialist studies. We used to learn about George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Einstein, Nikola Tesla. Now we learn that it's okay to be transgender when you're 2 years old. And if you think that's weird, you belong in a gulag. Huh? Thank you, political foolishness. And unless you make a legal injunction, I am making that t-shirt. And I'll have a great photo that I'll put on it. Social studies is now socialist studies. Brilliant. Love you guys so much. Correct at political foolishness, Leslie Zehan. Is it Zihan or Zehan? I don't know. If you can spell it out like dictionaries do. I keep calling you Leslie Zehan. I hope that's correct. Dean Machine WFO, I slept in social studies. Yeah, no shit, you should, because usually everyone, I wish everyone slept in public school. I wish everyone just went to, like, literally, first period, second period, third period, you know, talk during lunch and talk about real shit as you're growing, you know, as like young people and stuff. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, I thought that teacher was bullshit. Yeah, that teacher was bullshit too. Education should happen in the lunchroom because all public school, in my personal opinion, this is an opinion show, is socialist, communist, dog shit, garbage. It's so bad. But that's not even another video. That's another chapter of my life that I'm gonna have to revisit because of all the fucking trauma. I used to get in an argument. I was the nerd. Oh, here's the funny thing about public school. I was the nerd who got like kind of bullied and stuff, and that's what gave me like a thick skin, but also like a very sensitive sort of like, it's the best way to say it, like observational, ability of others in situations, because when you're kind of shunned out of the herd mentality, you have no other choice. You can either hide in your room, which I never did because I'm like an active person. I like to go out. I like to So I never hid in my room. So I'd go out and get my ass bullied. I'm 5'3". I was probably 4'8" back then, But I would watch and I would observe and I would go, okay, that's the girl I want to date. That's the girl who I should date. That's the guy who's the bad person. This is classmates, by the way. I'm just doing this quick. I should write a book like Alec Whittier did. That's the janitor who probably doesn't like his life very much, but he's super cool, so we love that guy. That's the, whatever. And then I started dealing with, that's the principal. He doesn't seem very happy, and he's been put on leave. This is actually a true story. He's been put on leave for having alcohol on his breath twice since I've been in 4th grade. So you see the picture I'm trying to paint here. Put on leave twice when I was in 4th grade. Won't say that person's name, won't even assign the gender, although I probably already said his. This teacher is fantastic. This teacher is the art teacher, and he's a flaming gay, and I love this guy so much because he's a free thinker. I had a gay art teacher in 5th grade, male, obviously. Probably my 2nd or 3rd favorite teacher of all time. He was fantastic. He was flamboyant. He was this. He did all that. And I'm not being bigoted or imitating people. I'm just trying to be entertaining for my show. If I'm not entertaining, no one's going to watch. Numbers go down. JB goes away. He was one of those, very foofy, just kind of sick. But his art that he would do, and then the way that he would teach me, I think that led eventually the subconscious imprinting led into my career of being like, whoa, I can be a musician and I can work with my hands. And now the stuff that I do with my hands, in the dental industry is like I produce art. And I have to believe that that individual had a great impact on that. Where the hell was I going with all of this? Okay, so there are good teachers, but there's also shitty teachers. You could tell. They show up and they don't care. They go, did you do your homework? Yes. And they'd correct it, they'd correct it, they'd correct it. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but I would have wrong answers checked. And we're talking 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, middle school, before, high school, stuff like that. That I would get the answer right. And I knew I got it right because I was reading Cosmos by Carl Sagan in fucking 2nd grade in 1992. I was reading Cosmos by Carl Sagan. Okay. I was reading, well, let's just leave it at that. And I used to ask this one particular science teacher, I would say, how many planets are there in the solar system? And they would say, raise my hand, very polite. How many planets are there in the solar system? And they would say 9. And I go, okay. Who decided that? And he said, NASA. And I said, oh, all right. And then I'd wait for other kids to ask their questions. And I'd go, oh, I don't mind saying this guy's name. He's probably long gone at this point, like from this earth. I would go, are you sure? And I'm just like a little kid, but I thought this way. This guy was probably going home having a bourbon and, fighting with his wife or whatever. I'm just saying that just randomly, but I was going home as a kid, which is why I was labeled as a nerd. And I was reading, like I said, Cosmos by Carl Sagan. I was looking in fancy microscopes. I used to say, to my parents, I don't want any Christmas presents other than this nice microscope. I just want this microscope. And it was only like $150, but it was still a good microscope. And I would go and collect pond water when everyone else, this is turned into, I promise we'll get back to Iowa Caucus. I've lost 5 viewers in the last, oh boy. I'll just stop. Anyway, I was a nerd. I'll save that for another video and label it correctly. So what happened in Iowa this evening or the analysis that I can take away this evening is that I agree with H.A. Goodman. This is an engineered disaster. And I know I'm the perennial conspiracy person, but this is all paving the way. This is all shoveling the driveway for Hillary Rotten Clinton to step in and go, maybe at the convention, maybe before Super Tuesday, she steps in and goes, look, we are the Democrats. We must unite. She'll say something like this. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I can see a very, very clear pathway now as to how it happens. And frankly, for them, it would be smart for them to do it. Where they go, look, we need to defeat Trump, greatest president in modern history, easily. So saith the bee. But she steps in and goes, look, you guys do what you want. But the only person, and she's right, Hillary Clinton could, she's not going to, but she's the only one that's close to the ability to unseat and be elected as president of the United States against the Orange Monster. The Orange Monster. Oh, he says things we don't agree with. Oh, he tweets too much. Oh, notice how they don't do the racist thing anymore, and they don't do the bigot thing anymore, and they don't do the Russia thing anymore, and pretty soon they won't be doing the Ukraine thing anymore. Anything, any dart they can throw at this guy. You shouldn't be president because us Democrats are Nazis, and we run this fucking world. It's really, really sad for educated people to watch. And I don't mean educated like I have 2 PhDs in political science. I just see what goes on in the real world, and I'm not exactly stupid. I can see what the fuck is happening. And it's embarrassing. It's really, really sad. I don't know what to say about it. J-Dog says child abuse. Yes. Yeah, most of them allegedly are pedophiles. I'm not... JB says this is an opinion show. This is an opinion show. So anything that I say or the audience says is opinion based. And if you don't like it, turn it off. I can come on here and say the moon is purple. Okay. We're not making any specific accusations or allegations against anyone. However, it's an opinion show. And JB says that, and JB approves of everyone that's in my chat. I agree. All the child abuse that would come out, J-Dog, Dean Machine, reading back up. My 12th grade English teacher would have me go out and warm up her car during the last class. That's because you were the cool kid, Dean Machine. She let you get the fuck out of that mental torture chamber known as public school. That's hilarious, and I'm not surprised. Maybe she left a half a joint for you on the on the dashboard. I hope she did. Field of Dreams. Is this heaven? No, it is Iowa. I don't know what that means. I don't watch movies. Political foolishness when Iowa becomes heaven. I still don't get it, but that's just me. J-Dog, lots of bacon comes from Iowa, so it could be heaven. It could also be an issue. If Iowa becomes that corrupted and the bacon supply chain, I mean, how often do I have bacon? Once a week? If you cut off my bacon, you motherfuckers, I want my once a week bacon dose. And it's not always Sunday breakfast because I don't usually eat breakfast. But like bacon is a special thing for me that I can tell you right now. Political foolishness. Yes, J-Dog. All right, cool. I finally caught up with the chat. So look, now they're saying, you know what? They won't let me do the screen share. Why do I have a text message? I tell people not to bother me during work and not to bother me after 7. Because I'm not like exactly dating right now. Can you tell? And believe it or not, it's by choice. Oh, cool. All right, that I won't talk about. That's someone that I reached out to and they just got back to me. Haven't talked to them in like 8 years. And they got back to me within an hour. All right, let's see here. So here's what I'm going to do before I bore all you. Andrew Yang holds a. Oh, God. Oh, God. Pause. Go away. All right, folks. I do a live show. I don't prepare. I have to go take a leak. I have to go grab a smoke. I'm going to leave for about 3 to 4 minutes. I'm going to be quick. If you guys are still here, by the time I get back, I think that's great. If you're not, I fully understand. But as you all remember, I move in a place now where it's not cool to like smoke inside. I used to take you guys to the garage, which I no longer have the garage. That was the old place. So I have to like sectionalize things. So if you guys are still here in a few minutes, 3 to 4, I'll be quick. Wait, what's Candy Smith talking about? 8 years? What's this 8 years shit? 8 years what? President Trump's going to get 8 years. All right, y'all. I got to go pee and take some nicotine. I'll be back. If you want to leave and come back, cool. If you want to leave, I fully understand. That's it. I'll be back. I'll bring my phone in case I get any breaking news. All right, folks, so we're back. And I followed everyone on my trip outside. It's nice. Oh, now I can hear myself. That's weird. Pause. Close. So here's the deal, buckaroos. Here's the deal. Iowa was a fucking disaster. Left-wing media reported it as a, quote, quote, unmitigated disaster. Right-wing media reported it as a total flop and disaster. You know why? They don't have any candidates that can take on the president of the United States. Actually, they do. Her name is Tulsi Gabbard. I know a lot of you guys disagree with me, guys and girls. I know a lot of folks disagree with me on my because she's horrible on gun rights. She's abhorrent, Tulsi is, on gun rights. No more illegal wars of foreign intervention. That's enough for a president for me. That's enough. And she's at less than what she came in last in Iowa. Less than 1% of the vote. Are you fucking kidding me? This is a good woman with a good heart. Totally wrong on guns. Totally wrong on guns. But what's really, really more important than foreign policy? Would I trade one for the other? No. That's why I'm a Trump supporter. We get it all with Trump. And I hate, even I caught myself right now saying Trump. The president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. That's what the media is missing. He's the president of the United States, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, he's the president of the United States. So call him by that title. Just because you disagree with him politically does not give you a blanket edict to eliminate that title next to his name, which is what they're trying to do with fake impeachment. Back to the chat. Nick Daniels, Tulsi is trying to sue Hillary. I call her Killary. You can call her Hillary. Isn't she? Yes, for $50 million for defamation of character and a couple other things. That's why I posted, I'm not on Twitter, but I posted on either my show or in Gramps' house the other day, hashtag Tulsi didn't kill herself. Because when you go up against the Clintons, sooner or later you end up committing suicide with like things like Vince Foster, 2 bullets to the back of the head. I want to see the scenario where someone commits suicide by shooting themselves point blank in the back of the head twice, like Vince Foster. And I'm in big danger by saying stuff like this, even on my tiny little YouTube channel. You're not supposed to say stuff like this, but it's reality and it's fact and it's proven history. Look it up. Don't listen to JB. Look it up. Candy Smith, good strategy. I got to read back. What's the good strategy? I switched to, cigarettes. I switched to Capri when my first husband kept sneaking my Marlboro Lights. He wouldn't get caught dead smoking my girly Capris. Good action plan there. You should be a spy in my administration in 30 years, Candy Smith. Not 30 years. 19 years, something like that. $8 per pack in California. Cigarettes here average around 10 to 11. It's pretty bad. Hey, Magic Mirror Mystery School Live has joined us. Broken Mirror Music has made your thoughts ill. I don't know what that means, but that's pretty cool. Maybe that's another t-shirt. A girlfriend of mine gave me first suggestion, worked out like a charm. Yeah, that's good. That was Candy Smith. Nick Daniels, I read Killary is using Secret Service to dodge Tulsi's process servers. I heard the exact same thing. I heard it yesterday. I heard the exact same thing. She's using executive privilege even though she's not in government. So therefore, it can't be Secret Service unless it's former Secret Service that are hired as private security, which still should not be allowed to do that, because if you're served a warrant, you can't dodge it. You can go and you can go before a judge and face the accuser and have it dismissed, but you can't just ignore it. But these are the Clintons. Laws don't apply to them. They apply to you. They apply to you. They apply to you. They apply to you. They don't apply to the Clintons. Why would they? They're the Clintons. They're gods on this earth. They're sociopath maggots and nothing more. They're good at being devious. They're better than anyone at lying. That's why they always win, because lawyers change a couple letters, liars. You see what I'm saying here, folks? This is what the New World Order is on the ground level. Oh, JB's a conspiracy theorist. There's no New World Order. They wouldn't knock down 3 buildings with 2 planes. Give me a break. Candy Smith, 85 in a machine when I was young. Magic Mystery School Live. They are laughing at you till you find me. I still don't know what you're talking about. All I do is I go on YouTube. I'm going to call you Magic. All I do is I go on YouTube, and it's called JB Rants. My YouTube handle is JB, and I do rants. It's my opinion. It's an opinion show. If people don't like it, they don't watch it. It's like the easiest thing in the world. If you're allergic to onions, don't eat an onion. You know what I mean? Although I myself am a filet mignon in my own brain. Yep, JB, all those suicides with gunshots in the back of the head or doorknob hangings with a tie. Epstein, 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 Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Yeah, no shit, Jeffrey Epstein. That's 10 videos right there, but I won't do it because everyone else has already proven it. Who the fuck wants to hear JB talk about Jeffrey Epstein? No one. It's already been proven. Everyone knows, but no one does anything about it. And I don't have, a $500 million bankroll to do an independent investigation all on my own into what really happened to Jeffrey Epstein and all that. And if I did, I'd end up, with what, you know what I'm saying. It's just not something worth. You look at cost average. It's sad we live in the society kind of that's orchestrated that way, but it's true that we live in a society where really money does buy freedom. Money can assume and assault guilt upon your rivals, and it's bad, and we need to fix it. I don't know what we need to fix it with. I'm not expert in that area at all, but that's all I can say. Me Too Candy says Nick Daniels. Candy Smith, 1980s. Nick Daniels says, yep. Nick Daniels coin vending machine. Magic Mirror has the vid to prove ISIS private school leak. Put it out on the internet. Do it under a false name. Go to the library where they have like public internet access. Go to Magic Mystery. Go to the library where they have public internet access. Take a little piece of electrical tape, put it over the camera, go to Google, make yourself a fake, non-you Google account. Use that non-you Google account that's generated from a public place. Upload that video to YouTube and let the public know, and give it a title that's going to be a clickbait title so that everyone goes to it and watches it and sees it. If you have that, you need to put it out. If you don't, that's problematic. Alec Whittier bought cigarettes before I was born in the 70s. I was born in 1984. As much as I know smoking is bad, I still like smoking. I don't smoke as much as I used to. That's a good thing. But I still do. So it is what it is. I need to buy a bag of blow pops. I'd love to quit for many reasons. It's just stupid and I'm addicted. Grr. Yeah, no, I fully agree, Candy Smith. I even have one of these dumbass vaporizer things that's just nicotine and liquid. And on top of that, when I can get it, I smoke, marijuana. I don't have any right now. And I could have gone and got some because where I am, you can just go buy it in a store. But I was I mean, I seem energetic on the show tonight, but I'm actually really tired. I'm probably overtired. And I got to fucking stay up and watch SOTU, State of the Union, with Nasty Pelosi sitting right behind the president on her fucking, sniper's perch or whatever, so to speak. Not a threat, no violence. The show is for entertainment purposes only. YouTube, I am not actually suggesting that Nasty Pelosi is going to sniper the president during the State of the Union address. I'm not stating that. It was a joke. Although I think she, from her behavior, probably would like to. But that's not what I'm saying at all. That I can tell you right now. By the way, Alec, how am I doing in terms of the charisma factor? Can I get a 1 out of 10? Even though I'm overtired, I feel pretty damn charismatic. So this Iowa caucus being a total disaster, and everyone's calling it a disaster, just to get back on the track that I was attempting to help us all kind of talk about. How much more perfect a scenario could this be possibly for setting up? Well, we can't decide who our nominee is going to be. So we're going to have what they call a brokered convention, which is the managers of the Democrat Party come in and they say, by the way, don't say Democratic Party. It's not the Democratic Party. Democratic makes it sound like democracy, which our country isn't even a democracy to begin with. That's another thing that even the president gets wrong. It's a constitutional republic, which means that the rights of the individual outweigh the rights of the collective. What's that thing that Blackie says? Full stop. Full stop. In a constitutional republic, the individual rights of every person outweigh the ability of the majority to basically vote them out of their own political will and take all their shit, take all their stuff. In a democracy, 51% of the public can technically vote themselves 49%, the stuff, the property, the political will, the whatever, the policies away from the 49%. That's a democracy. It's majority rule. It's mob rule. The United States is not a democracy. It's a constitutional republic where the individual rights are given to us by God, not by government. And even the president gets that wrong. And I wonder if he gets it wrong on purpose because he's not a stupid guy, obviously. I think maybe he gets it wrong because everyone's just so used to hearing democracy, and they think it's good. No, democracy is dictatorship. Democracy is very, very bad. If you don't understand that, you don't understand how government works. Straight up. Full stop, as Blackie would say, as Alec would say. Candy Smith says cock ass. Yeah, it was a cock ass. You know why? You know why it was a cock ass? Because do I get myself banned right now? You know why it was a cock ass? Because it looks like Mayor Petey Pie won. That's why it was a cock ass. I'm just waiting for my screen to just go black. Suits knocking on my door. Who the fuck, Yes, it is a cock ass. That's good. Nick Daniels, that stupid Iowa thing. Yeah, it is stupid. And I think they fucked it up on purpose to pave the way for Hillary Rotten Clinton to come in. That's what they did. That's why it's a mess. Candy Smith, did they get the app working today? What were the results? Well, yeah. Mayor Pete allegedly. I was watching the news before I went. The news, by the way, news is an Illuminati term. It's not the news. Like you think the news, like, oh, the newest things, the news. No, it's actually an Illuminati acronym. It stands for North, East, West, South, because they cover everything up. That's what the news is. It's an Illuminati international banker satanic term, news. North, East, West, South, because they cover everything up. That's what news is, just so you know. JB tells you that. And I'm not wrong. Yeah, Hillary is still shooting her mouth off regularly. No shit. If she wasn't going to run, why isn't she just making millions off of her stupid shit book, and only doing that? Oh, I don't know. Because the Democrats are fucking I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a conspiracy researcher and a Donald J. Trump supporter. I think he's going to go down as one of the greatest presidents in history, and he's going to be reelected. So when I bash the Democrats, how about fucking Mitt Romney? Mitt Romney, I would easily have a bag of dead squirrels and just throw them at Mitt Romney's face. Here's another dead squirrel thrown at your fucking face, or like powdered donuts or just something that would humiliate him, whatever my weird brain can come up with at the time. Mitt Romney is a nice-haired, smiling con man, piece of trash, non-Republican. And again, I don't like, who's really come around is Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz. I hated their guts. Now I like them because at least they're unifying. At least. That I can tell you right now. Throw magic under. Oh, I remember the magic underwear. Throw magic underwear at Romney. I can say that. My crazy uncle is Mormon. I don't care about Mormon. I myself, I'm Christian leaning. I do not go to church. I do know that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Alec Whittier and I are spiritually basically aligned 100%. I know there's a creator. I know that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. I don't go to church. The church is corrupted and polluted just like the political parties. So I don't go sit, Oh, millennials, not Mormons? Oh yeah, whatever it is. I'm a millennial. I don't know what that really means. Just because I'm 35, it's like I'm young and I don't know anything. I know more than people I've met that are in their 70s about how the world really works. Doesn't mean I'm right about everything, but I certainly know more. Magic Mirror says, join me on my public awareness campaign. Sure, anything you got, I'll join. As long as it's, I don't know what that means. Nick Daniels says, quote unquote, church is a front/mask to hide a child trafficking ring. I'll make it worse. In my opinion and from my research, this is a research and opinion show. This is an opinion show, and I won't give any names, but I'll make Nick Daniels' thing even more true. Quote unquote, church is a front/mask to hide a child, I would add, sex trafficking ring and murder trafficking ring. And it's not just the church, it's also the fake border patrol, not the ones that Trump wants to put in, but the fake border patrol, high levels of government, including Republicans, Democrats, including high levels of education, including CPS, Child Protective Services, foster care. Are you fucking kidding me? Has anyone heard the stories of some of these kids who are now adults who are going out on the internet and exposing? You can't believe everyone, but when you see repetitive stories over and over and over, Johnny Gosh, no one knows about the story of Johnny Gosh. If you see repetitive things over and over again, you must exercise due diligence and look into these things and recognize patterns and correlations, because if someone is accused of something once, innocent until proven guilty. If someone is accused of something twice, innocent until proven guilty. If an organization is accused of something 50, 100, millions and millions of times and being sued, and then big powerful interests come in to protect them because the people that work in their powerful interests are also implicated in these people giving out their names and could foster them, no pun intended, could foster them up for prosecution, and you see the whole cover up and you see it and you realize it, and then you learn about Satanism and the Illuminati, and you learn about how they sacrifice children at Bohemian Grove, or even effigy. Oh, JB, you're crazy. They don't sacrifice a real child under the owl of Molech in, fire. What do they call it? The cremation of care, where they literally become sociopaths by indoctrination, and they burn an effigy of a child. Okay. Let's say I was hanging out with a couple of my coworkers, or I'm dating a new girl and we just meet up at like a sushi place. So what are you doing this weekend? Oh, me and my girlfriends we're probably going to go, I haven't bought new clothes and this is her, hypothetically, right? Oh, we're me and a couple of my new girlfriends were like, we all need makeovers. So probably this Saturday we're going to get up, we're going to have lunch. And you can't come because it's girls' day. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then, we'll get our nails done, get our hair did. And then we're probably going to go to the mall. And I paid off all my credit cards. So we're going to go, buy some new skirts and stuff because it's going to be spring soon. And I'm like, sweet, that sounds fucking awesome. She's like, how about you? What are you doing? And I go, I'm going to go to a ceremony where we stand in robes in the middle of nowhere at midnight, and we're going to create a wooden and straw effigy of a child, and we're going to lay it in the arms of a giant 80-foot stone owl, and we're going to set it on fire and scream and hoot and holler and say death to the human race. And it's just great. That's what I'm going to do. She's gone before I ended the sentence. This is what the Illuminati and the controllers behind our government do. It's on video. Go on YouTube and type in cremation of care ritual. This is not JB saying this. This is what they do. It's like their favorite thing, to sacrifice effigies of children in fire inside the wings or whatever, cupped, of an 80-foot tall stone owl in Bohemian Grove. Mitt Romney has been to Bohemian Grove. Do you understand that this is really fucking going on? Anyway, anyone had a Hot Pocket recently? They're pretty good. Tone it down, JB. Tone it down. Tone it down. Oh, and these people wouldn't crash 2 planes and knock down 3 buildings, into total dust. Yeah, they'd never do that. That's crazy. They'd never fake a shooting called Sandy Hook where no one died. That's crazy. They wouldn't do that. No one would do that. No one in their right minds would do that. You're proving my point. No one in their right minds would do that. No one in their right minds would do that. And that's who's running things behind the scenes. That's what the Illuminati is. And worse. There are things that I know that I won't even say unless it's in person with cell phones at least 1,000 feet away, although they can view us and hear us from satellites anyway, so it really doesn't matter, but we might as well at least make them work for it, right? At least make them work for it. You want to come camping with me? I'll tell you, and leave all the cell phones. This sounds like a murder plot, but it's not. It's the opposite. It's a save us plot. Leave all the electronic devices, nothing. Not even a wristwatch. And we can sit down and talk and have a few beers, and I'll tell you things that I don't know why I stepped into this kind of life, becoming an isolated personality researcher type, especially with my personality. I could actually be really popular. You put Ben Arslan, JB Rants, Blackie Fitzpatrick, April June from her channel. These are all internet people. I'm not mentioning anyone that I know Ben personally because we actually hung out, but he wouldn't care. He's on the fucking same page. Ben actually introduced me to some stuff that I didn't know because he's from another country. The best way to learn about what's really going on in the world, you can do, and I know this, you can do thousands of hours, like I have, thousands of hours of research on the internet. You talk to someone from another country who's in your country, or you go to their country, and it's like it just totally opens your eyes. Magic Mirror says, ooh, I almost coughed there. Magic Mirror Mystery School Live says, none of my vids are monetized. Neither are mine, and they should be. I'm approaching 1,000 subscribers, homies. Isn't that crazy? 1,000 people. Alec Whittier, LOL. Nick Daniels, or one of those Abramovich parties. Yeah, all we like to do is like dance around in blood and have like, weird deformed like children hanging from the ceilings, like not real, allegedly not real, but paper mache looking things of kids with their heads cut off. John Podesta emails, John Podesta. It's totally normal. That's what I like to do on weekends. On weekend, JB is going to make a confession. On weekends, what I personally like to do is I like to go to parties where there are paper mache effigies of people in contorted Jeffrey Dahmer looking things hanging from the ceiling, covered in fake blood or real blood. And, we allegedly drink human blood and just have these like giant sex ritual parties. And, that's why I'm in line to be Hillary Clinton's, Secretary of State. That's just what I like to do. Don't judge me for it. It's totally normal, right? It's totally normal. Give me a break. These people are fucked. Candy Smith, so sorry to hear that. Maybe you could have them watch. I've already done 10, 15 videos on it. I'll do another video where I stay totally calm and I just lay out the facts, and maybe that'll help. I don't really know what to say. Nick Daniels has in my chat right now. I'm honored that Nick Daniels has made the statement of the century. Pizzagate is astonishingly real. Perfect use of that word in a perfect short sentence. Yes, Pizzagate is astonishingly real. And no one gets in trouble. Candy Smith wants to go camping. Cool. Magic Mirror Mystery School. I'm not reading anything in order. I'm reading it in the order of what I think is best for the show. Magic Mirror Mystery School says, helping JB protect all American children from being dumbed down. Well, yeah, it's called Take Fluoride Out of the Water, abolish the usage of vaccines unless begged for, like literally begged for, or I guess vaccines are fine. Stop using thimerosal, which is a mercury derivative, which is proven to show that it limits IQ at best and turns people autistic at worst. How about that? Let's take the mercury out of the vaccines. You're not going to get the flu this year, but your IQ is going to go from 100 something to about 62. Yeah, in your shoulder, you go, 6-year-old. These people are fucked up, man. Hey, Steve Boshakis, what's up? I am speaking. Steve Boshakis, you're going to have to rewatch this video. That I can tell you right now. I'm trying to keep myself composed. I really lost it for about 10 straight minutes about 5 minutes ago. Nick Daniels, wait, hold on. Nick Daniels at Candy Smith. It's weird. My mom saw immediately that the towers shouldn't have come down like that and knew immediately inside job. But Sandy Hoax, she's oblivious. Yeah. A lot of my audience still believes that Sandy Hook happened. So that's one that's going to take decades. That's going to take decades. Mainly the reason that Sandy Hoax is going to take decades is because all of my audience are good people who are not sociopaths. And the normal human mind simply can't comprehend that something that heinous could be faked. They just can't comprehend it. I could show them 17 years of evidence, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and they're going to go, you made a good case, but I just can't believe it. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You know, you got to have a little bit of an evil streak, which I do, and I've said that, in order to be able to understand the mind of an entity such as the New World Order that would do such a thing, do such a fake. Most good people cannot comprehend it, and that includes probably more than half of my audience, and that's totally okay. I have no problem with that. The truth will eventually come out. Might be long after I'm even gone. Not only from YouTube, but from the world. It might come out 200 years from now. Oh shit, can you believe they did that to try to take the guns and people believed it? Well, as Adolf Hitler said, if you tell a big enough lie long enough and over and over and over again, eventually the people will believe it is totally true. So Nick Daniels says, not one thing indicates any real event. I know. It's sad. Steve Bochakis, I'm sorry to do that to you. Damn. Oh, Steve Bochakis, I'd be happy to join your squad one way or another. I'm ready in my own way. Am I armed to the teeth? No. But do I have... I've often said, and this has been true since I was about 10 or 12, all I need is a fire starter because lighters die and matches get wet. All I need, and I don't even need a fire starter. I can start a fire with a shoelace and a bow and pestle. And you need to be near water because you need fishing line and hooks. And there are ways to catch fish without line and hooks, but that certainly makes it easier. And in a survival situation, energy is currency, if that makes any sense. Energy is currency. So you have to have a good team around you. But Steve Bochakis, we could talk about that in private. And that would be a nice video to make, I think. Like a serious video where I don't go all crazy talking about all the real stuff that's going on. By the way, YouTube has deleted has deleted 3 out of my last 5 videos. There is no way in hell they're going to let this video stay up. So enjoy it while you're here, because it's not going to be up tomorrow. I'm going to upload it, but it won't be up tomorrow. And if it is, good. Thank God. Candy Smith, what about JFK Jr. rumors? I follow someone called Jennifer Mack, and she has a very, very interesting channel. It's entertaining. It's well put together. The JFK Jr. stuff, I just don't know. I treat JFK Jr. just like the moon. I treat JFK Jr. still being alive just like the moon. For example, Alec Whittier and I completely disagree on the moon landing. He knows we went. I know we didn't. And both of us can prove actionable cases to the contrary. JFK Jr., I just don't know. I've focused over the years so much on 9/11 and Sandy Hook, which didn't happen. that's kind of taken up the majority of my background knowledge. You know what I mean? I'm not sure about JFK Jr. I see a lot of information on both sides, and it's just something that I haven't put enough personal, individual time to sit, research. I mean, I've done plenty of sitting and researching on JFK Jr. Is he alive? Is he not? But I just haven't come to a conclusion simply because I don't think I've researched it enough. That's all I can say on JFK Jr. Yeah, Candy Smith knows Jennifer Mack. Anyone on my stream, if you like JB Rants, you need to watch Jennifer Mack. Jennifer, like it's spelled, and just MAC. Jennifer Mack. She's fantastic. And Juan O'Savin. They kind of work together. Juan O'Savin. Not Juan Williams. Steve Boshakis says John is dead, sadly. Yeah, like I said, I'm 50-50 on it. Nick Daniels says, I think it's absurd to believe that they would ever show us footage of the real moon landing. I agree with that. And the ones they've shown us have looked cartoonish and the shadows are wrong. And they showed that there's no atmosphere. So they're lying about something. Either there's no atmosphere on the moon, which is what the books teach us. Why the fuck is the flag going like this? You know, so there inconsistencies with such a monumental event to me are completely unacceptable. You can't have inconsistencies in the official story. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's say, think about something so serious. Like you go in for, I mean, Rush Limbaugh, we saw what he's going through and about to go through. Let's say they go in and they're gonna, and one of our friends here, I won't mention her name, although I already said her. Most of you already know. But let's say you go in for cancer surgery and something so serious, you know, and they say, and you know, the procedure is over and the doctors say, we're 90% sure that we got all the cancer. Huh? You know what I mean? So same thing with moon landing, same thing with 9/11, with things that inherently hold so much gravity in terms of their implications, not only on an individual basis of understanding, but also the societal and worldwide implications of things like that. There's no room for error. And I fully understand that there are folks like me out there that can find a conspiracy in anything. I get that. But things that hold such massive ramifications and heavy weight in terms of not only our history and present, but also our future, there is no room for gray areas and fuck ups. I don't know. I don't want to see a flag going like this on a moon that supposedly has no atmosphere. And it's not like they just jostled it. It's just sitting there for a long time and they're filming it on the moon and it's fucking going like this. So either way, there's a lie. And it's a three-way potentiality of untruthfulness. Either one, it's totally fake and it's filmed in a studio. Number two, there is an atmosphere on the moon and they really went there. Or three, they fabricated the whole thing and put the fans in the fake thing, you know, the chamber they filmed it in or whatever, in order to throw it in our face because that's the Freemason hoodwinking principle. They're not allowed to, the Satanists are not allowed to do to us what they plan on doing unless they tell us in advance in some way, shape, or form what they're doing. And if the people don't recognize it or we're too dumbed down, I don't use the word stupid anymore, too dumbed down or too busy, which is a whole other video, too busy. Most people don't know that we're all inherently in this fake money system. We're all inherently multimillionaires. Really weird, huh? Nick Daniels chimeras are admitted. I think I made chimeras when I used to breed together certain kinds of salamanders when I was like 5. Because I was like a weird science nerd type kid. Not 5, maybe 10, 11, something like that. I've made chimeras. Chimera is nothing more than hybrid, blending of genetics. That's all it is, straight up. Oh, I love this. This is turning into such a JB type audience. Candy Smith, I don't know what to think about Sasquatch thing. Me either. A lot of those videos are convincing. It probably would have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to make some of those videos that we've seen to show the muscles contracting and expanding underneath a skin suit of someone who just happens to be able to walk naturally under a big, gorilla looking suit thing that's like 8 feet tall. And you can see the muscles moving. That take a lot of money. So again, therein lies the thought. Either it's real and it was caught on film, or it's fake and they spent millions and millions or at least hundreds of thousands of dollars to make that suit where the muscles, you can see the Bigfoot videos, the muscles contracting and uncontracting with its patterns of walking and when it turns its head and shit. You can see the muscles. And there are a lot of folks now that have back engine. They probably pulled the videos, but I saw them 2-3 years ago when I got into the Bigfoot thing for about, I don't know, a year-ish. So either someone put out same exact thing as the moon landing. Either it's real, 1. 2, someone invested a lot of money and time and energy and effort in order for us to believe in something like a carrot to chase. Or it's a combination of the two. I have no idea. Alec Whittier says, in search of Spock. I don't know what that means. Steve Boshak is the Squatch hominids have been chased to the limits of habitable land. At one time, they lived where we do, but we pushed them out to the edges. That's what I tend to agree with, and that makes the most sense on a logical basis. What Steve Boshak has said. I'll read it again. I'll put it on screen. You guys can read it. Yeah, and Steve and I are totally aligned on this. It is only another species of living thing on this planet. Boom. I agree. Alec moon landing fake. Again, I can see both sides on that one. Hey, folks. Hey, best audience on the history of the internet. And Blackie, I'd love it if you could send me something in private how I did. I think I got a lot of information out tonight, and I also think I was charismatic. I did that on purpose because I don't want to be all depressed and just bitching about these psychotic Democrats and just do like a downer show. I think I was a decent performer. Tell me in private on Messenger, your thoughts, your assessment. Anyone else that has access to that. I'm going to wind down because I got to get ready to watch the 45th President of the United States give a State of the Union address with nasty pig lousy 11 feet behind him. Isn't that going to be interesting? This is political porn. For someone like me, this is political porn. Totally political porn. Hey, look, here's the proof. My gangster Alec Whittier says it was a great show, so you better like it. I don't even ask for likes or subs. I don't care. It doesn't matter. My stuff is too weird. And I never even all that fancy stuff. JB feels that the undefined positivity is creeping through. Enjoy. Oh, thank you, Nick Daniels. See, I can't remember everything. It's not like I'm stupid or I have a bad memory, but Nick Daniels, if you guys just every time I do a live stream and you guys show up here, um, if you could mention one researcher that you really, really love, other than the greatest researcher in the history of YouTube, whose name rhymes with maybe chance. I'm just kidding. For example, Nick Daniels said, "We're in nano trouble." I agree, but I clicked on the wrong thing. This is what I meant to click on Nick Daniels. Deborah Tavares. If you guys don't know Deborah Tavares, her website is called stopthecrime.net. Stopthecrime.net. If you want to learn about directed energy weapons, all the fake fires, all the fake floods, all the weather manipulation, she touches on vaccines a little bit, but she's mainly directed energy weapons, and she is just so good, so well researched. Deborah Tavares. Nick Daniels put that up for us, and her website is www.stopthecrime.net. Please check that out. JB approved 1,000,000,000%. That I can tell you right now. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go watch the president speak. I hope you guys do as well. I think I'll bounce between, because I have 3 streams that I watch for political things, and at this point I do not put a premium of importance on any one of them. So when I say them in this order, that doesn't mean it's my 1, 2, 3. It's just the 3. So I watch Gramps Fox. I watch Jujubot Official. JUJUBOT Official. And I watch Golden State Times. So I will be at one of those 3. I'll be at all 3 of them, jumping back and forth. All right, so Blackie's going to be at Juju. Magic Mirror just lost me a little bit as I'm winding down here. ISIS was vilified to hide symmetrical music from symmetrical children to deform them. That's going to be some kind of smart joke. I don't get that. That's fucking... If that's a joke, it's fucking funny. If it's not a joke, that's the most clever troll I've ever seen in my life. ISIS was vilified to hide symmetrical music from symmetrical children to deform them. All right. I will watch you, Magic Mirror, because that was that was funny. See ya, Broham. Be sweet, be safe. Steve Boshakis. Thank you. I'll do my best. I know it's no joke. I can't string that. I'm not like a stupid person. I just... ISIS was vilified to hide symmetrical music from symmetrical children to deform them. Banana lampshade, 69 divided by 2 trillion, patch on the way to the goddamn convenience store, medical kite flying, hang glider, shoot the seagulls with a grape gun. I just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So with all that being said, I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you guys at Jujubot. All right. Please, everyone, be safe and help keep America great. Treat your neighbors as you'd like to be treated. And take care of your pets. End broadcast. Thank you, guys. JB Rants signing off. Have a good one. Peace. Mwah.